Okay, second recording in the same spot. This is good. On a roll. Anyway, this next video that I'm doing now is a big one actually. This might even be bigger than the one that I just did. And I'm going to call this video the most pivotal moment in my entire life. Genuinely, this is the most significant moment in my entire life so far, because it has led me to where I am today. And yeah, that's what I'm going to start with. It's a crazy story. But before my journey to getting to where I am today and to continuously pushing on to where I want to be, before that, I was a bum. I was a loser. And whilst I was a bum and whilst I was a loser, I was hanging around with people who, unfortunately, I hate to say it, we were all on that same level, which is just the truth. But when I was a bum, when I was a loser, I was, firstly, I was heartbroken. Secondly, I was a bit of a drug addict, which is mad. And thirdly, I was hanging around the complete wrong crowd, and I just wasn't doing what I'm designed and what I'm here to do. And throughout this period of time where I was a bum and a loser, I'd be a bit of a party and sesh animal, going out, drinking all the time, going out doing drugs, smoking a lot of weed, eating shit. It's crazy to think about. It's crazy to think about that I used to do all that. But I'm glad I did it, which is also weird to say, but I'm glad I did all of it. I don't regret any of it, because it's given me so much wisdom and experience that I can to you guys. But so throughout this time period, I'm doing all the drugs. I was a drum and bass raver. That's what I was. And to this day, I still love drum and bass. Drum and bass is brilliant. I listen to it whenever I'm playing football, or whenever I'm thinking about destroying people on a football pitch, because that's just what I do, and I love it. And I was a drum and bass raver, going into all these drum and bass raves with my friends at the time, doing drugs, partying, waking up the next morning feeling like absolute shit. And yeah, that was a good chunk of my time when I was a heartbroken teenager. But I'd say that, let's get back to the title of this video, which is the most pivotal moment of my entire life so far, which is when, on one of the raves that I went to, this was 2023, I'd just gone to a rave with a few of my friends, my best friend, his girlfriend, and my best friend's brother at the time. And we went to Brighton on the beach. It was Worried About Henry on the beach, which was it was a good rave. It was decent. It wasn't great because Brighton Beach is just full of rocks. I thought it was going to be sandy, but oh well. But we'd just been to that rave. I'd just popped a couple of pills, and yeah, it was a decent time. It wasn't great, but after that, the next day, I woke up and I'm just like feeling a bit weird, a bit uncomfortable. And then, upon actually completing the rave, which is The worst part is the morning after, where you have to go back to your home after travelling for a rave, because we were in Brighton and we lived in Norwich, and it was I don't even know how long it was in the car. It was long, it was horrible, I didn't like it, especially after doing what we did and just being in the state we were in. It just wasn't nice. Anyway, after I got back to Norwich and got the train back to Cromer, which is where I used to live, I get off the train and I'm just like, it was like I was shell-shocked. Like, completely shell-shocked. I'd never felt so, like, fucking weird and uncomfortable in my life. And I'm walking up the road to my house, and contemplating how I'm going to face my mum and my brother who are waiting at home, whilst I'm on a bit of a come down after popping a couple of pills. Butterfly, man. So I got in and that was fine. I went upstairs, put my bag down, and this was it. This was that fucking click. It was like, oh my God, it was crazy. It was a magical moment, and it is probably one of the best moments of my life so far, where I'm standing there feeling the most uncomfortable feeling ever. And it was like profound. I had like some out of body experience where I'm literally like, what fucking, who am I? Where am I? What am I doing? And who is this person that I'm in right now? Because the person that I was, let's call it my avatar. My avatar at the time was not who I was deep down at my core. And so I've got a mirror on the side of my wall. It's literally just a face mirror, enough to, that big. That's what you need to know about the mirror, bloody hell. And I'm looking in the mirror, and it was just like, what the fuck are you doing? I genuinely stood there, said out loud to myself in the mirror, what the fuck are you doing? And I must have said it about 3, 4, 5, 6 times until it actually started to hit me in my core, like, holy shit, what am I actually doing? And this wasn't just for the fact that I've just been to the Brighton rave. This was a whole accumulation of the entire time that I'd been doing all the drugs and going to these raves and partying and being just shit. And it was like something inside me just completely woke up. And I was staring at myself like, who the fuck is this hideous person that I'm staring at in the mirror? And then this is where it's just like, it's perfection for me for this pivotal moment in my life, because on my windowsill, there is a photo of me in a photo frame of when I went to my Norwich. It was like a Norwich Football Academy program that I'd been doing, and I got selected for the games that we were playing against. Like, I think that one actually for that photo was against Colchester United Academy, and I'd been selected. Brilliant, because I was a fantastic player, but I'd been selected, and we'd got the photo after the game. Anyway, I'm sidetracking. The photo's sitting there on the windowsill, and it's 9-year-old me in my Norwich Academy football kit, playing football against Colchester United. And I pick it up, By the way, this is not a movie. This is real life. But I pick it up and I'm just staring at it. Like, I'm locked onto it. I'm just there, like, literally, I just could not stop looking at it after I'd just been in the mirror, mouthing off at myself, going, what the fuck are you doing? And then I just started, oh my God, I just started crying. I just started crying my eyes out looking at it. I had a billion emotions in me all at once. And the first thing I started doing was crying my eyes out looking at this photo of me in my football kit when I was a 9-year-old, because I knew at that point all I was thinking about was the fact that that 9-year-old only gave a shit about football. That 9-year-old in that photo was thinking about nothing else other than going and getting his football and going and destroying people on a football pitch. That is that. And I was jealous. I was standing there jealous, angry, and just hurting, feeling miserable, crying. Just like, oh my God, what have I become? This kid in this photo is 1,000,000 times better than the person that I am now. And I just couldn't believe it. It went from crying because I was so upset and sad to this incredible, oh my God, it was a feeling of rage, anger, and just like, I just wanted to, I was glad I was about to go to bed and I was not meeting anybody else that day, because maybe I would have battered somebody's head in. I was so angry. But at that point, oh my God, that was amazing. That was exactly what I needed, because after that day, it was mental. It was, you know how people say that you don't necessarily change overnight, and start slowly, change slowly, drop your habits slowly, and drop the shit slowly. So just for example, let's say you get absolutely smashed on the weekend, and then a week later you maybe have a few less beers. A week later you have a few less beers, and then it slowly dies. It's like a slow, I don't know what the word is, digression. Oh, I'm not going to sound dumb. A slow decline in the things that you are doing. For me, it was overnight. It was a complete, profound shift in my mind. And my brother, Liam, has actually said this to me before, where he just went to me, you know, you out of nowhere just switched. You just literally one day clicked and just went completely different. And I said to him, yeah, I know. And it is weird, isn't it? But it was, because I'd been so disgusted by what I'd been doing that I was so willing to drop it just like that. And then the next day, it was crazy. I was obsessed. I was obsessed to the core with football. The next day, there was nothing else on my mind. I just wanted to play football. That was that. There was literally, it was like an addiction. It was like I was itching for it. It was that bad. I just wanted to play football. And I then started to create a plan of action, of a training plan that I was going to do. I started watching like so many football montages, and the one that really There was two actually, but one of them that really just helped me go over the edge was when I watched A God Amongst Men on YouTube, and that's the Lionel Messi football montage. And I was, oh my God, I watched it, and then I turned off my PlayStation. I was just sat there like, what the fuck? What has that just done to me? And then what it must have been, I think I've actually got it on my Snapchat memories. I think it was the 23rd of June when I had this massive pivotal shift after I'd just finished my last rave. And then on the 29th of June, I've got it on my Snapchat memories somewhere, the photo of me after I'd just been to a rave. It's a bit like, ooh, but yeah, the 29th of June, a week later, I began training, and I just went and did the hardest training session I'd ever done in my life. And then from that point onwards, I had a training plan, a gym plan, a diet plan, a say fucking no plan to everything that wasn't football and that wasn't going to put me in a position where I want to make this dream come true. A disciplined, like 5 a.m. wake up routine, and I'd literally written down everything that I was going to do in a day, that I was going to achieve step by step in a day, literally from brushing my teeth to having breakfast at a certain time to going for a walk to going to work. I had literally written down my entire day in a 4-week program. And it was, oh my God. Well, not a four, like, I mean, like every single day of 4 weeks that I would repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. And I was just locked the fuck in. My mind had shifted. I went from being this raving drug loser to I'm Kieran Devlin. I am a professional football player, and I'm going to show the fucking world. Oh, my camera's going all weird. But yeah, it was mental. And it was overnight. It was actually overnight when it happened. Like, one day I was a drug addict. The next day, within a fucking sleep, I was Kieran Devlin. I'm going to be a professional football player. And that is, ever since that day, that has been my life until now, until you're seeing me now sitting in this seat. And yeah, it was crazy. It was like I'm going the complete wrong way, and then God just went, we fucking do. And then I'm shooting that way. But yeah, oh wow. Me actually explaining that now is just crazy to think about, because when something like that happens in your life, it is mind-blowing. Because to this day, I still do not know what happened to me. Anyway, I hope that has inspired you guys, and to really see sort of why I am the way I am and why I do things the way I do them now. Because yeah, I hope it's inspired you, and I hope it's given you an insight on maybe how you can do that as well.